What is up, ladies and gents? It's Blarix coming from you live from the universe of Gears of War. I got few things to share with you guys. The update that's coming up, the maps for free, and my Let's Play channel. And today, I saw some strange shit. I just came from the movie Twilight Breaking Dawn. Yeah, well, I got dragged. Basically, my girlfriend dragged me because it was selling out everywhere, and I didn't want to let her down because she's my babies, and I didn't want to be mean to her, you know, even though I didn't want to go. But still, I went. It was good fun. I had fun, but I seen some strange people, man. I seen normal looking guys, straight guys, that went in there by themselves and watching them, and I seen some couples, and then I seen the most strangest thing ever. I seen a nun. I swear to you guys, I'm not even lying. This is the first time I ever see a nun in a freaking cinema. It blew my mind. I was just standing there, you know. Speaking of nun, it reminded me because I've had a fucking, how do you say, a really bad experience with one of them, you know, and it was summer camp, you know, and the school brought a nun and a priest because they wanted to teach us about Christianity, about all this shit and blah blah blah. It was a summer camp, you know, and one of the kids in our class got really sick. And he got scared, not sick, but he got scared because he was like, you know, first time away from his parents, and he wanted to talk to his daddy, etc. So he was crying, you know, and just kept going. But before you knew it, the nun said to him, "I'm not letting you talk to your mom, your daddy. This is summer camp. You gotta stay here and you gotta behave. The only time we allow you is on our time and on schedule." And I'm just sitting there, you know, just thinking to myself, is she being serious? We're like, what, 12 years old, 13 years old? I forgot how old we were. And this nun, yeah, is just so mean for no reason, because I heard nuns don't get laid. You know, they don't have sex, they don't do shit. Even though that's bullshit, you know, they're just, you know, banging each other in some corner, you know. And I was just like, is she really not gonna let the kid go? Come on, give the kid a break, you know. But no, she didn't. And what happened was a friend of mine at school, he spoke up about it. He's like, "Hey, what's the big deal? Let him talk to his, you know, parents. It's not a big deal." And she was like, if you don't shut your mouth," not in a way like that, but in her nun way, you know, in a formal way. I don't know how to say, you know, but she said in a formal way, and she said to, and I spoke up as well. I said, "Yeah, why you gotta be so mean? You're supposed to be a nun. You're supposed to be God fearing and all that." She said, "You two follow me to the principal's room, like a place where they will hold up kids when they be bad, you know." So the guy next to me went first, and I kept hearing this, like, you know, I'm standing there and I hear like pow pow, slap slap, and I swear I thought to myself, is she really beating him up in there right now? Because if that is what's happening, I'm gonna fuck her up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because one thing my mom told me was, because my dad, unfortunately, you know, died when I was really young because of a motor accident. That's a long story. I'll tell you guys one day. But so my mom always, because I had older brothers, but my older brothers didn't give a fuck about me, or they had their own problems. They wanted to do their own shit. They didn't want to, you know, concentrate on some little teen, you know, fucking around, trying to learn how to shave, trying to finger girls here, trying to chase a little bit weed, etc., etc. And sorry about that. I'm feeling a little bit fluish going on in this bitch. Yeah, so it was sort of strange for me because I'd never had someone who guided me, you know, when I was a little kid. To learn how to fight, stand for yourself up. That's why I took MMA, you know, when I was, as soon as I turned 14, 15, I turned to MMA because I wanted to defend myself when I got older, because my older brothers, they were like really, like they didn't give a fuck, but they always stood up for me. But so for example, like the last time, an older kid beat me up at school, and my brother came up there and just headbutted him and instantly like beat the shit out of the other guy. But that's not what I wanted. I didn't want it to be that guy who calls his brother up every time they get into a fight. I wanted them to teach me how to fight myself, you know, how to defend myself, etc. But they never did, because they didn't have a time. They were chasing chicks, they were chasing drugs, they were chasing etc, etc. So they didn't basically have time for me. So my mom always taught me from the beginning, said, listen, you know, what you gotta do is always, when someone fights with you, don't start fights with them, don't harass people, but defend yourself. First thing you gotta do is defend yourself. If you don't defend yourself, everybody will walk over you. And if it's too much, tell me about it. First tell me about it, and if they keep going, you defend yourself. As simple as that. So my instinct was, when this nun was beating the crap out of this kid in the room, my instinct was like, you know what, my mom ain't here, my brother ain't here, ain't nobody here to protect me. It's time to stand up on my own 2 toes, or how did they say, on my own 2 feet, 2 toes, I don't even know what that meant, on my own 2 feet, and defend myself like a man should. So she called me next. I see the kid crying, you know, like slobbering, snot coming out his face and shit, you know. I was like, damn, if she touches me, I'll be going in, I don't care. So this nun, first thing she did was, she had this little sort of, it's not a belt, but how do you say when you like a little wooden blanket, like this little wooden thing, you know, like a ruler. Yeah, sorry, my mind was blank. She had a ruler, and she wanted to slap the fingers, like, you know, she said, put your hand out there, and she slaps your fingers, like saying like, you naughty. And I put my finger down, thinking like, okay, I want to see what this woman does. Bam, she hit it. I was like, what? As soon as she hit it, my instinct just like was to swing, and I just jumped towards her, lunged towards her, and I just gave her a left one, like uppercut. Bang! She flew backwards, you know, like I didn't have much strength, but it was more of a shock to her than anything else. So she was like, what the she was like, she jumped away backwards, and me and her got into a big scuffle, you know. She tried to pull me to the floor. I tried to get up. I grabbed the table, you know, like not a table, but I grabbed the little chair sitting there, threw at her. It was like this crazy shit, you know, between me and this nun. And then the head teacher and the priest came through, because all the kids was shouting, ah, you can hear all the shout. And they called my mom. I got expelled from school, you know. But my mom, first thing she did was, when she heard, she asked the nun, honest question. She said, did you hit my kid? She said, yes, I did. I slapped his fingers. She said, with what? A ruler. First thing my mom did was just grab her purse. She had a purse in her hand, and she slapped right in the nun's face, like, pow. You know, my mom is the least violent person. She'll never fight, never ever. But one thing my mom doesn't like is kids being abused. You are a cocksucker if you abuse kids. If you have ever beaten a kid, whoever's listening now, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care if you have 6 kids. I don't care if you have 2 kids. You abuse a kid, you deserve to get shot in the face. As simple as that, you know. And so I got expelled from school, and it didn't go too well for me. I went off the cliff, you know. I went off the road, or whatever they say. I turned to drugs, weed, you know. Speaking of weed, there was one time I almost nearly killed my whole family. Now, before you say this guy's psycho or something, no, I didn't kill them like that. You know, I actually did. I wouldn't have killed them. I just would have killed myself and my sleeping brother. But the reason it happened was, it was simple, because I was really high. You know, I got so stoned. I was absolutely blitzkrieged, like fucking gone. You know, and my mom just came up to me, like, she was like, I don't know what she said, see, but this is what I heard after I stopped being stoned, and after all this shit happened, that's when I started hearing. But when I came home, it was like this. I saw my mom walk up to me and she was talking, but I absolutely could not hear shit she was saying. I was gone, blitzkrieged. I mean it. Like when you hear something, it's like you're gone deaf. When you're really high, you don't absolutely hear shit. When I get high, like not right now because I got used to it, but when I was a little kid, younger person, you know, and I wasn't really known, I didn't know how to smoke weed. I was smoking like crazy. Then I used to be gone, you know. I didn't hear a word she was saying to me. All I saw was her lips move and, like, you know, her hands and stuff, but then she left. I was so high, I sat on the couch, I fell asleep. Now all of a sudden I see my brother just running out the freaking door, you know, just screaming, saying, "Wake the fuck up!" He ran into the door, I mean into where I was sleeping, saying, "Wake the fuck up!" And he slapped my face like pow. I just woke up in a shock. I was like, what the fuck? He said, "Don't you smell?" The whole room was thick freaking cloud of fucking smoke. And I was just sitting there shocked, like I thought I was somehow, somewhere in one of my crazy dreams, just dreaming, you know, like I was like, okay, I'm stoned, I'm just probably dreaming this shit. Just write it out, don't panic, don't get panic attacks, you know, just chill, chill, man. Don't let this shit take your mind. Oh, that's what I was saying to myself. But my brother is just tripping the fuck out here because I fucking burned the whole kitchen down because the oven was on fire. Literally, it caught on fire. I don't know how it happened, but this is what basically my mom said to me after. She said, "I told you to look after the cooking while I be gone for at least 30 minutes. I would be back and I would be done." I didn't hear all of that. What I heard was this. That's all I heard. I swear to you, that's all I heard when she was talking to me. Didn't hear nothing about a fire. Didn't hear nothing of being on the cooker. Didn't hear shit. You know. So this shit would almost. So in other words, my brother actually saved my life. If it wasn't for him, I would have been, you know, burned alive in the house, because the fire was escalated. The whole kitchen had to be rebuilt. You know, and it was some crazy times, man. Those times, like, because, you know, when I was rebelling about every little thing, you know, at school, my family, you know, me and my brother used to get, like, really into fist fights, you know. Like, one day I remember he was walking from school and he saw me sitting in corner just blazing away, and I skipped class, and first thing he did was just throw his backpack away and just, like, started fist fighting me, you know, like right in the middle of the street. And we and him, we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He's not that much older than me. He's like 1 or 2 years older than me, or 1.5 years older than me. And we just banging it out. You're like bang, bang, bang every day, nearly for 2-3 years. After that, we both had enough, you know. I started wising up. I started thinking about the future. I started, you know, because using psychedelic drugs when you're fucked up in a wrong state of mind, it can actually fuck you really up, you know. But thankfully, I was in a good state of mind. I stopped smoking weed, you know, until I got back into until I got back into normal cycle of life, you know. I started communicating with people again and all that. But like I said, guys, I think the game's about to end. So yeah, guys, listen, I have a channel that's called Let's Play, not Let's Play, it's called BlairXNet, but it's my Let's Play channel. I post Batman, Skyrim, or what's the other one called, Saints Row, Assassin's Creed. I have so many games, guys, you know, like, but I'm playing through Batman right now, and I'm playing through Skyrim and Saints Row. I'm reposting right now. I just got my 2 discs Saints Row, and look at this guy just run through my shotgun, you little bastard. So yeah, go check out that channel. It's in the description of this video. Take care, guys, and once again, thank you for appreciating my videos, because I appreciate you. Peace.